You know, black people have a problem. 5 actually that I'm finna talk about. And before I talk about these problems, I need to make a disclaimer. Look, in no way am I trying to bring down the black community by making this video.
Yeah, I am a menace. Keep me around.
What's good, YouTube? Back here with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also follow me on Instagram, follow me on my Twitch, and if you want to see gaming reactions,
I got one of them goddamn legs over here. Here you go.
you can follow me on my main channel. Let's get into it.
All I'm trying to do with this
I'm
video
not gonna lie, the
is
fact
just
you
bring
guys say that in the
awareness to our
first place
problems
is
and
crazy.
give our community as a whole some constructive criticism. Now, with that out the way, let's get to problem number 1. Black people love to glorify degenerate culture. I don't know why,
Yes.
but the black community as a whole just loves glorifying degenerate shit. Whether it's trapping, being a hoe, hell, even killing. Like in most hood areas, if you're the most well-known trapper, you're the king of that area and kids look up to you. For some reason, that same thing is starting to happen for being a hoe. Like no other race glorifies shit like that, bro. Except us. Black people are the only type of people that will look
And
at
the sad part be like, the sad part, that shit affects more than just, you know what I'm saying, the people who are involved in it. It affects the people who aren't involved in it, because people view you as, oh, you're one of them. Oh, I see you cross the street. Oh, you must be a thug. Whole time, motherfucker, be a real estate agent or something. It don't matter. But I'm saying it affects everybody.
Average guy, and we'll call that nigga lame all because he doesn't trap and have a Hellcat. That shit makes absolutely 0 sense. And for whatever reason, being a hoe is just popular as hell right now. Like it feels like a good portion of black women only want to be outside. Everyone wants to have a roster. Everybody wants to be outside shaking ass and shit. And these hoes want.
See, but I don't know about. All right. Yeah, we talking about black community, but I don't think I think hoeing is a bigger. It's not like a specifically black people thing. I think hoeing has become universally the thing to do now. So I wouldn't put that per se specifically. It's a big problem. It is a big problem in the black community, but like it happens to other races.
Want to be hoes for these trappers instead of being a hoe for Jesus. Y'all get the point though. Black people just glorify this shit way more than any other race. And I feel like a big reason for that is our role models, bruh. Because when you really just think about it, who are the main role models for our kids in the black community? Sexy Red and Lil Baby.
I'm like, what he say? Fuck me.
Our community doesn't have good role
that's
models.
crazy.
That's why we suffer from this massive degenerate culture. Because when Dr. Umar is the only guy who's speaking some, and I truly mean some, good principles in my brother.
Yeah.
We are fucking cooked.
Yeah. Cook boys. That's what we need to call that shit. But nah, he got a point though. He's spot on with that shit. But I mean, like, I don't know. Me personally, I don't think nobody, cause he's basically naming celebrities, which a lot of black people like. That's their role models, celebrities. I don't. First of all, I don't understand why people glorify celebrities so much. They're regular ass people. At the end of the day. They bleed the same way we do, eat the same way we do, you know what I'm saying? So like I never understood that, but like you're glorifying somebody that you don't know as a role model is crazy, because you don't know what they did to get to that point. They could do some foul stuff, and they had done some foul stuff to get to that point.
Speaking of cooked though, a lot of black people's mindsets about money and status are very, very cooked. Which leads us to our next problem. We care about money and status way too much. Like bro, a lot of black people will literally do anything for money, bro. Except work a regular job. Like I'm telling you, black people are truly some of the hardest workers and smartest people when we really, truly put our mind to it. But the only fucking problem is that we always put all of our effort into the wrong shit. Like instead of trying to be doctors, lawyers, astronauts, and hell, even politicians, all niggas want to do is become trappers, scammers, and rappers. Every single black person watching this video, listen to what I'm saying right now. There is nothing wrong with working a regular 9-to-5 job. And a good amount of black people are...
I feel like he about to say this the entire video. I'm not gonna lie. I just feel he tried to get 9 to 5 the whole, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with that shit. We all gotta work, but Yeah, niggas be downplaying that shit.
Starting to realize that. But for the people who still are trapped into the mindset of trapping and scamming being the only way, stop that shit. Because the only place that will lead you to is a jail cell
or the grave. Yeah.
And if you watched any drug crime show like Snowfall or Power, you will quickly realize that. But a big reason on why we go so hard to get money most of the time isn't even for a beneficial purpose. Because the only thing that niggas want to do when they get their money is spend it on meaningless shit. All so that we can flex on other people. We buy shoes, clothes, chains, hell, even cars. Why do you think every single black person who has money also owns a Hellcat? All that black people care about is their status in society. That's why you will have niggas perfectly fine.
I mean, but like, that's not like, I understand what he's saying as far as status, but as far as status and money and all that. Now, granted, the whole money, spending your money out thing, that I agree with that shit 100%. Niggas do be spending this shit on, we getting finessed for pointless shit. But status-wise is very important. And it don't matter what race you are. Having status in society is very important. You can do so much shit just because you have status.
Trappers just because it's looked at as cool in the black community. We as a whole community need to have better aspirations, bro. Because there is no reason why you should be spending $300 on shoes that only cost $20 to make. If that, because you know that shit was made in them China sweatshops. Like niggas are dead ass selling their souls just so they can get the money to flex, bro. Instead of trying to help and benefit your community. But what's also fucked up is that we're all some hating ass motherfuckers.
Would y'all suck a dick to save y'all mom's life?
Yeah, I actually said that. But if you want to see me say more wild shit, tap into the streams. See, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And every single time I stream, I say wilder and wilder shit. And if I said on YouTube, I would probably get banned.
Drake's dick. If y'all seen the link, what y'all rate his dick? That's not gay, it's just asking an objective question.
So if you want to see more shit like that, go follow the Twitch.
That's kind of crazy.
And fuck it, let's try to get 100,000 followers on Twitch. Let's go ahead and break that record. Let's go ahead and do this shit. Let's show the fucking world how strong Sky Crew is. So go follow the Twitch. Bye-bye. Which is problem number 3. Black people love to hate on other black people. My brother in Christ, I'm telling you right now, black people.
But the thing is, I have never understood that, because like I see it and I've had it happen to me in the past. But like, you putting all that energy into hating on me, you could have spent that energy to something else, or you could have been in the same position as me. Like, that's just how I think about things. Like, you gotta see what you want to put your energy in. Like, if you want to put all your energy into something, make sure that shit good, bro. Hating is kind of crazy.
Hate on you for doing anything. But you can even be trying to better yourself by reading a book or whatever. I swear to God, niggas will be on your ass talking about, damn nigga, why the fuck you reading that shit? All stupid ass trying to get smarter and shit. Shut the fuck up. Like, can we not just applaud our own people when we do good? We don't always gotta be so negative, bro. And the worst part about it is that the main that be hating me living the sorriest lives. And nowadays it feels like a lot more niggas are trying to glorify poverty and being from the hood. White people don't glorify being from the goddamn trailer parks. And it's gotten so bad that I was on TikTok the other day, and I swear to God, I literally seen 2 niggas having a fucking broke off. Them niggas was going 6% trying to see who was more in poverty. Like, that shit is absolutely insane. Hey, that's crazy. For a reason, it's also becoming a trend for black women to hate on white girls just because black men are starting to like white women. Like, there's a lot of things wrong with that. First off, you can't get mad at white women for black men being attracted to them. Like, what the fuck do you want them to do? Be ugly? Second thing, black men have always loved white women. I mean, where do you think mixed babies came from? That shit came from slavery times, back when Master's daughter wanted a little bit more than 3 inches.
That's
and third,
crazy.
but most importantly, if black men like white women more than black women, maybe, just maybe, the problem is actually black women. Some black women, let me say that. And also, there's
you gotta tread lightly on that, my boy. You gotta tread lightly with that. But nah, I mean, but like, what does that really matter though? Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, that shit really don't matter. At the end of the day, if you gonna find your person, you gonna find your person regardless of their race or ethnicity. Like, that shit really don't matter. Plus, that's another energy thing. Like, yeah, you putting all this energy focusing on what somebody else doing when you could use that energy to better your life. You could use that energy to on your partner or potential partners and see so much more success. That's what I'm saying. All that hate and shit, bro, that shit is dead to me, because you putting unnecessary energy out there that's going towards nothing. You're not really doing nothing with it. You just there hating, watching some, really stalking somebody. Nah, that's too
Nothing
much.
wrong with a black man liking white women. I like white women. I just love black women.
Yeah, he going hard about this shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Something that is wrong is our goals and aspirations, which is number 4. It feels like nowadays the main goals for black men growing up is to either become an athlete or a rapper. And if those things fail, they want to become a trapper. Like, to all my black men, y'all do realize there's more to life than becoming a rapper or an athlete, right? Like, I feel like that's every black man's goal growing up, bro, for whatever reason. And why don't we?
Well, I could tell you the reason. Well, being an athlete and rapper, like, bro, that's instant status and money and women. Like, that's instant. Like, niggas see that shit and be like, oh, like, if I can do that, I can be like them. Whole time, that shit is way harder to do than any, especially an athlete. Rapper, I'm not too sure about it, but it's still, like, even still, rapping, being a rapper is still hard, because you gotta make it. You gotta make it out of there. You gotta make it out the pack, and that's a hard thing to do. You gotta be consistent. You gotta market yourself, all types of shit. Being an athlete, first of all, you already in the less than 1% percentile as far as people, especially just getting to college athlete, let alone being a professional athlete. Like, it's hard. Both of those are extremely low percentage things. Now, depending on who it is, it can be done. But even still, somebody could put their whole life into it. Like, somebody could put their whole life into basketball, per se. And hopefully, they get the skills and all that. But then they wind up being like 5'7", trying to hoop, when everybody else around them is 6'6". No, it just don't work like that.
Want to become astronauts or like doctors and shit, or hell, even photographers, bro. Like, there's so many other cool jobs. They trying to go to the league, which is most likely not gonna happen. Let's be real. Damn. Or trying to become a famous rapper, which is also most likely not gonna happen. Damn. Like, those things are way harder to do than people think, bro. Having regular goals and passions is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And for some of y'all black women, yes, I said some. I'm not gonna associate this with the whole community. I will never understand the mentality of being blessed with life, being blessed with goals and aspirations, and wanting to throw all that away just to become a baby mama. Like, that makes no sense to me at all. I don't understand how black women look up to these rapper baby mamas. Like, I'm not gonna name names, but y'all know the ones I'm talking about. These women are literally famous because they got a fat BBL, they got pregnant by a rapper. And all that these women do is just, like,
this one kind of but that kind of ties back to the first point he made, the degeneracy shit. I can't fucking talk. Degeneracy shit. Cause like that all goes back into it. Cause like that just creates more degeneracy in the fucking community. But like it is wild to me how motherfuckers glorify being a baby mama. Like that's crazy.
Post on Instagram and get into meaningless drama with other female baby mamas. Like, we as a collective people gotta be more realistic.
Same thing with the baby daddies, for real. Like, nigga, you couldn't keep your girl? Like, come on now. You couldn't keep your man?
Our goals, bro. There's nothing wrong with working regular 9-to-5 office jobs or even being blue collar workers. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. As long as you're providing for your family, all is well. It's just a lot of people don't care about their families, which unfortunately is problem number 5, which I also think is the biggest problem. We as a community don't care about our kids, and we're also not there for them. What's the most common stereotype made against black men, specifically black fathers? Black fathers abandoning their kids. For whatever reason, a lot of black men just aren't there for their kids. And honestly, I feel like that's one of, if not the biggest problem in the black community. Family is the most important thing in most of our lives. Because no matter what, family is always gonna be there for you. And if it's not there for you, that's when you start getting fucked up in the head. Which is why I feel like this generation of black people was cheated out of a lot of things. And you can really see that effect on how our generation is turning out to be. But I'm gonna just put it like this. As a whole community, black people have just kind of abandoned the concept of family. We should not be letting these black women raise these kids all by themselves. And as black men, we have to step up and be there for your kids no matter what. And as a community, we have to bring the idea and the concept of the family back. Because true,
I think the only way to really solve that, you have to you have to like really it's like a twofold thing on that question. Like you gotta really, I think people need to get married first before they have kids. That's gonna solve a lot of the issues right there, because that's gonna make the man commit a lot more, because he's got a lot more to lose now in the situation. And on top of that, it's gonna make the female have more discernment and more judgment, because oh well, if I'm getting married and I'm gonna start a family with this person, I need to make sure he's right in all his other aspects, not just his money, his provision and protection, all that shit, like his character and all that shit. I need to focus on that, and then that's gonna give the kids both their parents. I think that's another thing, and I also think part of it too is a culture thing. Like you can't have a glorified baby mama, baby daddy culture, hookup culture. Just I want to do whatever I want, I'm going to do, and that's it. Or I can have his baby and get a check from nigga. Like it, you can't have all that and expect for the community to be a community, because at that point everybody's moving like an individual. Now, granted, an individual, and you need individuals making good decisions to build a community. But if it's a whole bunch of individuals working against each other, you're never gonna have community with that shit. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. It's gotta be a cultural shift alongside with a relationship shift. Like women need to start. Women need to start. You know what I'm saying, before they give their goods up, to get the goodies up, they need to require more. Men have to step up on the end. That's just how I see it on it. I don't see it coming through with that. But like I said, you gotta both work together in order to make that happen.
Truthfully and honestly, if we had a better concept of family, I feel like our whole community would be in a better place right now. But besides that, that's the end of the video.